Good day and a very happy Halloween to everybody out there. I hope that you are getting all tricks and no treats. I'm kidding. Hopefully it's all treats and no tricks, or maybe just a few tricks. It is what I would call pretty ideal Halloween vibes outside. It is gloomy, cloudy, slightly chilly, a little eerie. It's all the things that, I would hope for a Halloween in Wilmington. The weather finally broke out of this crazy heat wave we were having, which was just plain weird. I don't know about you, but 80 and sweaty in October is not my ideal weather. I like the warmth, but that was just out of control. But here we are. It's Tuesday. I'm in the cellar at Second Glass. It's Cellar Chats. We're talking the weekly wine flights for this week. And we're going to taste some stars of the Loire because I was feeling very, rhymy. I think that's the word. Is that the word? Maybe it's not the word. Anyways, it's the title I came up with. We'll roll with it. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. It doesn't really matter. The wines are delicious, and that's all that really matters. All right, so we're going to kick it off with a little bubbly, a little Charles Bove. These guys are based, if I remember correctly, I think they're based in Vouvray, but obviously in the Loire Valley, Chenin Blanc producers. And I'm going to be totally honest, I don't know if I've ever had this bottling from them. I didn't even know they made bubbles. When I worked at retail for a long time, I used to sell their Vouvray because it was very affordable, great little wine. So I'm pretty excited to taste that. I do like me some Chenin Blanc, and some bubbly Chenin Blanc is even better. And then we're going to move into the Deux Moulins. This is their Rosé de Loire. And then we're going to round it out with the fan favorite, or maybe just my favorite. I can be a fan, right? This is Le Petit Saint Vincent Saumur-Champigny, the 2020 100% Cab Franc. So let's do this. Get into some bubbles. All right. So I'm not going to dig too much into the idea that Chenin Blanc is, for all intents and purposes, I think, the... I guess we'll call it the second greatest white grape variety in France. I mean, I understand why Chardonnay will always reign as the queen, king, however you want to put it, top-notch white wine grape of France. But I think Chenin Blanc is a very close second, and in some people's minds, first. And in many ways, Chenin Blanc does a lot of the same things that Chardonnay does, and does them very, very well. Hence, bubbles, still wine, sweet wine, dry wine. Does a whole gambit of amazing things. But one thing that Chenin Blanc does that Chardonnay does not do well is make great dessert wine. Or very, sweeter style wines. But that's not what we're having today. Today we're having the Charles Bove, what they're calling their Brut traditional sparkling. So method traditionnel, meaning made like a champagne. So it's, fermentation goes all the way through to dryness, and then the wine is bottled, and secondary fermentation happens in bottle. Oh, wow. This is really pretty on the nose. Very aromatic, really fresh, classic Chenin Blanc little characteristics, kind of stone fruit. Really good minerality. There's this, I think we had Chenin Blanc last week, 2 weeks ago. Anyways, we had Chenin Blanc before, and there's a woolly character, and I don't really know how else to explain that, but it's just, I call it woolly. Say what you want, that's what I get out of it. Anyways, there's this woolly character to the Chenin that I think is really lovely. It's kind of a wild, fun nose. Wild, fun aroma to get on the nose. A little bit of honeyed character. Crisp, clean, really beautiful. Wow. The texture, that is not what I was expecting at all. And I mean that in a really good way. Not that I was expecting it to be bad, but I expected the flavor profile to be quite different. I didn't say this right at the beginning, but it is only 10.5% alcohol. That's pretty low, even by classic bubbles standards. And I honestly thought there was going to be a little more sweetness to this. It's got a little bit of an almond character. There's definitely, it's Brut, so I'd say that there's probably, I don't know what the dose is, but there's definitely some residual sugar here or a dosage that's on the higher side for Brut. because it does have some really intense, like, fruity characteristics, but by no means does it taste sweet on the palate. To me, it's kind of like almost like the sweetness of a like almond croissant. Actually, that's a really good way to describe this. Kind of like an almond croissant. It's got that like sweet richness of like beautifully well cooked like almond paste, but then you've got this like savory kind of like brioche sort of again croissant style dough, like a buttery rich dough. That's very much on the salty, savory side, and that's kind of what I'm getting in this. It's really spectacular. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. This drinks like an almond croissant in liquid form. Maybe that sounds weird. It sounded weird saying it out loud, but that's what I'm getting. It's really tasty. I don't know. Come out, taste it. Tell me I'm crazy. All right, then we're gonna move into Deux Moulins, their Rosé de Loire. So, fun little project by the importer Paris Wine Company, utilizing fruit sources and juice from the producers that they bring in, making just really lovely, affordable, great drinking wines. This is, if I remember correctly, mostly like Gamay and Brulot with a little bit of Pinot Noir. Just an easy drinking, really beautiful rosé, but it's got, the thing I like about it is it has a little more texture and a little more mouthfeel. Again, I did say it is chilly out. If you guys haven't been outside today, or you're watching this tomorrow, aka Wednesday, November 1st, it's still going to be chilly outside. And this is a rosé that does well with the cooler temps. This is not poolside rosé. This is like food sipping rosé. Kind of a pretty, little bit melon character. Raspberries, red raspberry, white raspberry, a touch of citrus, just that clean minerality, but like that pretty mouthfeel that makes it not feel like, as my wife would refer to it, thin. It doesn't feel thin. Anytime that we have like a really fresh, vibrant wine, and particularly red wines, she's not a fan of like overly lighter style wines. So the term that she will use, and this is how I know that it's not something she loves, is she'll say thin, and it just feels very like quick on the palate. There's no lingering flavor. This is not that. This has plenty of flavor, great texture, and a beautiful color. I mean, on top of that, look at that. If that doesn't look enticing, I don't know what does. All right, moving into, last but not least, the Le Petit Saint Vincent Saumur-Champigny, 100% Cab Franc from my favorite sub-region of the Loire Valley for Cab Franc. The other primary ones would be Chinon and Bourgogne, and then you also have a couple other little pockets, but for me, I don't know what it is. There's just something about this area that has always really hit the perfect notes for me when it comes to Loire Valley Cab Franc. Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Got that beautiful, like, slightly herbaceous, but I would put it on the side of like, again, I'm using this term because we just need to get over that this is a great way to describe like something that is not like bitter. So like sweet green herbs, like a sweet herbaceous character going on, not like a super bitter herbaceous. And if you understand what I'm talking about, awesome, because we're on the same page. Kind of like a blackberry, again, more of like maybe a little deeper, blacker fruits, more so than berries. Really pretty little spice to it. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. Cab Franc is one of those grape varieties that to me just screams fall and autumn. Cooler temps, sitting outside, having a fire, savory foods on the grill or roasted, and a glass of Cab Franc is pretty spectacular. Gorgeous tannins. Just what I would call the right amount of tannic structure. enough that you notice it. It's got some grippiness. It can really cut through some fatty foods if you want to order something that's got a little more density to it. Again, it is chilly outside. You want those foods that are going to warm you up. But at the same time, it's not overwhelming. It's not ripping your palate off. The fruit is there. It's very well balanced. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous Cabernet Franc. All right, quickly wrap up for this week's flights here at Second Glass. Again, that starts tomorrow, Wednesday, November 1st. Today is not Wednesday, November 1st, in case you were watching this and going, that's not today's date. These kick off tomorrow with Charles Bove, their Brut Method Traditionnel, 100% Chenin Blanc. And then we're following that up with Deux Moulins, Rosé de Loire, which is Brut, Pinot Noir, and Gamay. And then ending the flight with the lovely Les Petits St. Vincent's, Saumur-Champigny, 100% Cab Franc. Excellent stuff. Everybody who's going trick-or-treating or out to Halloween parties or gatherings, please be safe. Have fun. It's a great holiday. And then kick off November right. Come in, have some flights, have some fun, and I'll see you all next week.